Hello everyone. I got many queries regarding how to communicate and pass data between background script and content script. So today here we are. In this tutorial, we'll be learning and trying to understand how can we easily send data between scripts. There are browser APIs which work only with background script. For example, notification API, alarm APIs, and many more. Let's say if we want to generate a notification on a button click, we need to send data from front-end script to background script. So let's get started for a better understanding over message passing. So let's first create a folder and let's name it scripts. Then as usual, we'll create our first manifest.json and let's store it in our folder. Let's quickly create our manifest.json. First is manifest version, then name of the add-on, scripts test, let's say, then description of add-on, let's say understand how message passing works. Then quickly we'll type the version of it on, let's say 1.1. So in this video what we'll be doing is create a button, toolbar button, something like here, and then on click of it we will generate a pop-up, and in that pop-up we'll be having a button, let's say notify me, and on that click on the click of that button we will generate a notification. So in the whole process, what will be done, the data from this pop-up will be sent to background script and background script will generate a notification. So let's get started. So first thing we need to do is create a background script. So we'll create a background script. Scripts. Let's name it bg.js. Oh, we need double quotes just for the convention. And after that we need to create a toolbar button that's called as browser action, and let's quickly give it a default icon. Let's say we have a file icon.png. We have to give a relative path here, and then we have to give default title. This not mandatory, but it's good to give. Let's say notifier, and then default pop-up, the HTML file which will be serving as the entry path for the code. Okay, so we need to put icon.png in our folder. So I have idea.png. I'll quickly rename it to icon.png, and let's move it to our folder scripts. So we have a manifest.json, we have a icon.png. So we are ready with the manifest file. So let's quickly see it. The first thing is manifest version, which tells that it's a web extension API add-on. Second thing is name of the add-on, description of add-on, version of add-on. This tells that we are going to use a background script named bg.js, and then we'll be creating a browser action button, um, which will have default icon as icon.png, default title will be notifier, and the first file that will be opened in the pop-up will be index.html. So let's make a new file name as index.html, and since it's relative we will be storing in our same path, and let's name it as index.html. Cool, let's immediately make the HTML file, and we'll be doing not much thing in index.html. We'll be having just a body, and let's say body have a single button, and let's give it an ID, let's say notify me, and what it does, what it says, notify me. That's it, we are done with the HTML file, and let's put some action on it. Let's create a script file, and let's maybe it's script.js. Once we have done this, we have to create a script.js file. Let's create another file named script.js and save it. Now let's get started. So first thing, we'll just quickly check our settings are done or not. So we have created a browser action button. Let's check it. So first of all, we will install our add-on, going about :debugging URL. This will help us to upload the temporary add-on. So we have a scripts, manifest.json. And as we can see, we have our thing here, notifier. Let's click on it. We have a pop-up which says notify me. Let's click on notify me. Nothing happens because we haven't done anything yet. So let's go back to our background script, script.js, and let's put some action on it. Document.getElement by ID. The ID of our thing is notify me, and let's say add event notify.me, add event listener, and what event, click event listen, and I'll be using ES. Okay, let's stick to ES5 because all of us may not be familiar with ES6 right now syntaxes. So to keep it simple, we'll go with ES5. So this does a simple thing. Whenever we click on notify me button, this will alert 123. So let's quickly check it. Let's reload our add-on. Let's click here and check. This works as expected, but this is not exactly we want. What we want is when we click this button notify me, there should be a notifier. So let's put some action to it. So this is how we go. We send a message from this script to background script. So let's say we will create our browser element and call the runtime API and send message. This will accept an object. This can be any object, the data you want to send. For example, I want to send action notify. This is user defined. You don't need to worry about. That's it. So this thing basically sends a data from this script, that's a front end script, to background script. Background script bg.js. So let's create this bg.js. Okay, so here we invoke an action which is supposed to be received by background.js. So in background.js, all we have to do is add an event listener which will listen to the message which was sent from script.js. So let's create an action. Oh, sorry, listener browser dot runtime API, same API dot on message dot add listener, and this accepts a function. So let's say function name, let's do this. That's it. Now we need to define this function, so preferably before that, so that we can be safe from the host thing. Let's do this. This is a function, and this generally accepts the data. Let's say data. So this data will be the object which we are sending. So right now we don't need any object. What we will do is create a notification. So we'll be using notification API, browser.notification. It's plural, we have to mind it, notifications dot create. And as we know, notification API has few parameters which it accepts to create a notification. So first one is type. So type, we generally use the basic type, and it's widely supported, the basic type. Not all types are supported. And second thing, we should put title. Let's say ping, and then we have to put the message. Yes, we did it. Cool. So let's quickly check this. How does this work? Let's reload our extension. Let's click this. Okay. So in order to use notification, we have to get the permissions from manifest. So permissions, and we have to take notifications. So because if we do not mention in manifest.json, the scripts will not understand the object notification. So that's what the error was. Like browser.notifications is undefined. So let's recheck. There you go. So that's very simple notification, user defined notification that we just created on a button click. So this was content script to background script communication. So when we say content script, front end scripts, it includes content script. It includes scripts which are in browser pop-up or maybe page action API. All these are included in the front end scripts. So whenever these want to contact with the background script, so what they need to do is follow this process. We have to create. We'll just repeat. We have to create a send message, and that will be intercepted received by background script on browser.on runtime on message add listener, and we can do whatever action we want on this. Now moving on, let's do something reverse of it. Let's try to send some message from background script to the content script of front end script. So what we will do is let's create a content script. So we need content script. This accepts an array of objects. The first parameter is matches. For this example, we will take all URLs and we will give content script, let's say cs.js. So have a quick look on this. Content scripts accepts an array of object. The object has two keys, matches and scripts. So for example, if I just want to run something on mozilla.org, so I will give here mozilla.org, and this content script will be loaded only on mozilla.org. This is array. So example, if I give let's say b.js, so these c.js, so these two scripts will be loaded when the body is loaded on mozilla.org. So that's how content scripts work. So now we have cs.js. So let's create cs.js. Okay. Now what we need to do is send message from background script to content script. So in order to invoke anything from background script, okay, let's use page action API. Let's create another button. So let's create a page action button, and let's give it a default, just a default icon, the same icon, let's say. So for those who don't understand what page icon is, page action is just this button, any of these buttons. These are called as page action button. Basically these are in the omni bar or address bar of the browser, and they display here, just that, nothing more. So when we do this, now let's go to we have a page action button. Now let's go to background.js. So unlike browser action, these are not always shown on the address bar. We have to explicitly show it. So let's do, like, whenever the tab is updated, let's create a page action button. So browser dot, we will be using tabs API, and let's say on updated. and so it always give a function with parameter tab id, and on this what we will do, page action show tab id. So just a heads up, if you are unaware about how the page action works and what can be done with page action and what page action is, I have another video on page action in this playlist. So if you are stuck with page action, it will be advisable to view that video first and then hop on into this. So continuing where we left. So this will help us to get a page action button on the open tab. So let's see, reload. Let's open, let's say, okay, we already have open tab. We can have this and reload it. Okay, we still don't have a button. Okay, we need to do something like this. Function process page action and then pass it here. I'm used to ES6, so yeah, that's a bit of problem for me. But hope you don't mind. Okay, still expect an array of all URLs. Okay. This has to again be error. So this is a good practice. Once you get the error, press Ctrl Shift J here, so as you will get the browser console and you know what exactly the error is, so as to continue from where you left. So okay, here we have the button, but it will do nothing because we haven't done anything on it yet. So this is the page action button, and now let's do something. So in background script, we have a page action button. So what we will do is, let's create an action, browser dot page action dot on clicked dot add listener, and let's say we'll put something like a function, and let's name it send data, and we will define the function send data. So all we need to do in this is call the tabs API, and sendMessage API. So before that, I would like to mention, understand this, like whenever we send data from background script to any content script or any front-end script, the idea is we have to send it to a specific tab. It cannot be sent to each and every tab. The background script will only send a data to any single tab. So we need to identify which tab it's sent to. So whenever we have a page click action, we will get the tab ID as parameter. So we have to use that tab ID while sending the data. So first parameter of this send message will be tab ID, sorry, tab ID, and second parameter will be, let's say, an object which can be anything. So let's say example data, dummy data, let's say. That's it. So now we are sending a data from a message from background script to a content script. So let's put some work on content script. So let's say we'll again call browser dot runtime API, and let's read it on message add listener. Let's say let's do this. We will define the function and we'll do a very silly task. Document dot body dot style dot border equal to 20px solid green, just any random color. That's good enough. So what we will be doing, whenever the page action button is being clicked, we will listen that click and execute a function send data, and in turn what send data will do, to the specific tab where that page action has been clicked, send the data, send a message to content script, and that content script will change the will put a border on the body of 20px solid green. So let's quickly test it. Content script 0 scripts. Okay, here is the problem. So it gives tab object and we have to find tab.id. Okay, that's where we went wrong. No problem. Let's reload this. So here we go wrong. So it's not the scripts, it has to be explicitly JS. So that's what we did wrong. That's how it's different from background and content. So yeah, that was the thing we not doing correct. So let's quickly recheck it. Let's reload it. That error is gone. And let's reload this page. Here is our action. Boom. There is the green border. I know it doesn't look in the shape, but yeah, that's how it should be. So just to recap what we did, we have a manifest.json file. So we are creating a browser button first, and what it does, it opens a pop-up which has a notify button, and when we click this notify button, we have a notification. So how it does, in the index.html includes script.js. When we click this notify button, the front end script sends a message to background scripts with an action notify. So background script, what it does, on message add listener, let's do this. So what it does, it creates a notification, and that's what we see on the screen. Next, what we did was create a page action button, and whenever we updated the tab, we will show the page action button, and on click of page action button, we send the message to the content script on the opened tab. So content script, what it does, when whatever the tab is, listens the message and change the put the border on body with 20px solid green. So this is what all about the content script, background script, and the pop-up scripts. So if you have any confusion, if you have any doubts, feel free to ping me on trishul.goel@gmail.com, or best way you can put your comments in this video comment section, and you can find the code link on GitHub in the description of this video. So that's a wrap. Thank you. Bye bye.